Atlanta Public Schools Department of Athletics presents APS National Signing Day.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our annual Atlanta Public Schools Signing Day extravaganza here at Carver High School. My name is Jasper Jewell, and I currently serve as Program Manager of High School Athletics. At this time, I would like to bring Mr. Jeff Beggs on as our Program Director of Athletics to bring you the welcome.
Good morning. As Mr. Jewell said, my name is Jeff Beggs. I'm the Director of Athletics for Atlanta Public Schools, and this is one of the most exciting times that we have throughout the year. It's a tremendous step for these young men and ladies as they sign and make a decision that will affect them the rest of their lives. Before we begin, I'd like to thank, first of all, Carver High School for allowing us to have this here. I could not move forward without thanking our superintendent, Mr. Errol Davis, our Board of Education, who's incredibly supportive of our mission and values, and the things that we are trying to accomplish within our athletic program. With that being said, I'd like to introduce Mr. Byron Amos, one of our board members. Mr. Amos is very supportive of what we are trying to do. And you don't realize how important that is as we move forward. Couple of notes, a couple of things that you need to know. Teams, as you come up, you will come up these stairs, come to your seat. Parents, family, whoever, you're welcome to come with the child. If you could stay back until your coach introduces your child, he goes through the signing process. Family can then move in for the pictures, then they will move off and the next family will move in. Also like to thank the senior cabinet and our central office downtown again for their support of what we're doing in athletics. We're very excited about today. It is the first day, official day through the NCAA where a young man or a young lady can sign a scholarship to move on to the intercollegiate level. And this will not only be the first day, and there may not be some signees that are here today because either they haven't made a decision or they're going to be signing later. We will post this on our athletics website. It is www.atlantapublicschools.us/athletics. And we will keep this posted and updated as we continue to get signees so that you can see the number of young men and young ladies that sign from our athletic programs. Again, we're very excited that you are here today. We're very excited that our children, our young men, our student athletes, and young ladies are taking this huge step in their life. They're making a step that will affect them for the rest of their lives. And that is incredibly important. They could not have done that without the influence of their parents, without the influence of their coaches, their Play It Smart academic coaches, their counselors, their teachers, to choose just the right school for them so that they can be successful as they move on to the intercollegiate level. That is incredibly important. So again, thank you parents that are here, any teachers, counselors, anyone else, coaches that are here, for your influence in the lives of our young people. At this time, I'd like to introduce Jasper Jewell, and we will begin the signing process. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Beggs. We'll get started this morning. I would like to bring up Henry W. Grady High School. Coach Huey will be representing girls track.
Good morning. I want to first congratulate each and every one of you on your accomplishments. I want to introduce Ms. Nyla Woods. The late Coach Randy Reed and I very, very pleased to announce that she's finally made it to the big leagues. Nyla started in the 5th grade throwing the shot put and disc with an AAU team running Panthers. She eventually went on to coach Mike Judge's program, Throw One Deep. Right now, I have the honor of her being number 1 in the state in the shot, but she is also first place in our USA Team World, Team USA. She actually was able to go to the Ukraine for a whole week, number 1 in the United States for her age group. So very, very honored. She had 9 D1 teams looking at her. Penn State, Indiana, UCF. Nyla has a shot put 42.575. Even though the hammer weight is not in our high school districts, she is at 195.95 and 52.275 for the weight. It's just an honor. She's also got a 3.75 GPA. So that's a student athlete for you. We actually want to let her announce where she'll be going now.
Hi, my name is Nyla Woods, and I'll be attending St. John's University. Wait.
She's got a pen.
Don't I have to sign?
Oh, right. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Ms. Huey. For those of you that don't know, Coach Randy Reed, who was a longtime educator of Atlanta Public Schools as well as head girls track coach at Henry W. Grady High School, passed away 2 weeks ago after a long bout of cancer. So let's make sure we keep the Reed family and the Grady family in our thoughts and our prayers. Next up, in their first official senior class, let me bring up Joshua Warren, the Best Academy Eagles.
Good morning. Well, at Best Academy, two of our cornerstones are hard work and pride. And this kid right here is the epitome of those cornerstones, in and out of the classroom, on and off the field. Christopher Seaborn is one of those kids that just has the it factor. He's a kid that I feel like no matter where he went, he would be sitting on this stage today. He's just a great kid, and I can't take credit for that. That's all on his parents. They did a great job with him and his family. He's a true epitome of a scholar athlete, has a 3.5 GPA. And all the teachers love him, his teammates love him, the coaches love him. I couldn't have picked a better kid to be our first kid in the history of Best Academy to sign on signing day. Christopher Seaborn, and he'll tell you where he's signing.
Christopher Seaborn, signing to Western Carolina University.
Thank you.
Next up, the new schools of Carver under the direction of Coach Darren Miles.
Good morning. I'm going to call up our first signee, Quintus Bentley. I'm going to ask that his family come up with him while we're talking. As you can see, Quintus is a 5'8", 190-pound linebacker for us. He's been on the field since his sophomore year. He's actually a 3-year starter who averaged 100-plus tackles per year the last 2 years. This year, he averaged 15 tackles per game. And because of that, he made first team all-region as well as all-state. More impressively, this spring, he scored over 1,500 on the SAT. Let's give him a hand for that. He was also our team captain. I'm going to let him now tell where he's going to attend college.
I'm Quintus Bentley, and I will be attending Huntington College in Montgomery, Alabama. Thank you.
Our next athlete is going to be Tevish Clark. I'm going to ask that his parents and family come up to accomplish him. Tevish is a 6'2", 190-pound wide receiver for us. He's also a 3-year starter. He was able to get on the field as a sophomore and burst on into the scene where he earned an early offer from Purdue University during the spring of his sophomore year. Last spring, he and Quintley actually had a little friendly wager. Once Quintus scored over 1,500 on the SAT, Tevish placed a bet that he would do higher than that. And about 3 weeks later, he came into my office and said, "Coach, I have my score back." I said, "Okay, print it out for me." And he scored a 1610 on a three-part test. This season, he had 33 receptions, excuse me, for 592 yards, despite drawing double coverage all season. And he also made first team all-region. He's going to announce when he's signing the school.
How y'all doing? My name is Tevish Clark, and as you can tell by my hat, I will be attending Georgia State University.
Next athlete is going to be Julian Kovar. Julian also is a 3-year starter for us. He came into the program about 5'7", 135 pounds, but as you can see, he's grown into a well-developed young man. He worked extremely hard in the weight room each offseason. He's now 5'11", 160 pounds. This season, he's going to 30 solo tackles, 10 assists, 10 pass breakup, and one interception. This season, a lot of teams opted to pass less against him and more to our underclassmen who actually end up leading the team in interception. But Julian now is going to announce where he's going to school.
How y'all doing? My name is Julian Isaiah Kovar, and I will be furthering my education at Clark Atlanta University.
All right, next athlete is going to be Edward Kearney, Jr. Edward Kearney III, actually. He's going to come out with his family. As you can see, Ed is a 6 foot, 220-pound linebacker, also play a little running back for us. Last year, he made first team All-State as a junior after posting 160 tackles. And he doubled that this year by posting 160 more tackles, which earned him first team All-Region and All-State. Yeah. One of the things I neglected to mention about Quintus Bentley and Tevish Clark, they're also dual enrolled at Georgia State University, where they take classes on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And with Ed up here as well, he's dual enrolled at Atlanta Metropolitan College also. I'm going to have him announce where he's going to attend college.
My name is Ed Kearney, and I'll be attending Georgia State University. Appreciate it. Yeah, okay.
Our next athlete is going to be Jamal Fordham, Jr. Jamal played outside linebacker for us. He came in, worked his behind off to get on the field with a whole bunch of other talented linebackers. He's 5'11", 195 pounds, and worked his way into one of the strongest players on the team. This season, he posted 25 solo tackles, 15 assists. He did a great job for us on the special teams, long snapping and covering punts and kicks. And I'm going to now have him announce where he's going to college.
How you doing? My name is Jamal Fordham, and I'll be attending Huntington College in Montgomery, Alabama.
All right, our last signee for tonight is going to be Joseph Mosley. Joseph Mosley, come on up. Right, he has his mom with him. Joseph is 5'11", 160-pound wide receiver for us. Was probably our most precise route runner. To give you an indication of how tough he is, he also pole vaults for the track and field team. He qualified for the state meet last year and finished 4th in the state as a pole vaulter. He had 25 receptions this year, over 450 yards and 4 touchdowns. Also made the all-region team this summer. He was selected to travel with Cam Newton's 7-on-7 All-Star team as well. He's now going to announce where he's going to college.
My name is Joseph Mosley, and I'll be attending Huntington College in Montgomery, Alabama.
Next, we will have Frederick Douglass High School, Coach Turner.
Good morning. Okay. My name is Wallace Turner, and I'm an assistant coach at Frederick Douglass High School. Dr. E. Horton is the principal, and the head coach and athletic director, Rodney Cofield, could not be here today. He had an emergency. I'd like to introduce one of our signees, Mr. Virgil Brachet. Very proud of this young man. He is a Chick-fil-A academic All-American, 3.5 grade point average. Very, very proud of him. Virgil played offense and defensive line and linebacker for us, and we were very proud of his academic and athletic prowess. Virgil has decided to begin an inaugural program after having many different scholarship offers, but he decided to do an athletic program initial. I'll let him tell you where he's going to be.
Hello, my name is Virgil Brachet, and I'll be attending Payne College in Augusta, Georgia.
Thank you all very much.
Next up, Eric Williams and Maynard Jackson High School.
Good morning. My name is Eric Williams, and I'm the head football coach at Maynard Jackson High School. First and foremost, I would just like to celebrate Jaquan Swain, one of our very outstanding athletes, or the next in line of kids we have had to come through Maynard Jackson High School to matriculate on into college. This is our 9th consecutive year of having at least one student athlete to go off to college on a scholarship. However, it gives me a great pleasure to have Jaquan Swain. I made the transition over into education back in 1999, and I was teaching at Peterson Elementary School, and one of the first students that I had in my kindergarten class was Jaquan Swain. Shortly thereafter, I made the transition on to high school, and another thing happened. A 10th grader enrolled in our school by the name of Jaquan Swain. However, he was now about 5'11", 175 pounds. It's been a great pleasure of being involved in this young man's life, as well as he has a great family, great supportive family. He was a great leader for us this year. He initially came in as a 10th grader playing defensive end. Then his 11th grade year, we moved him to linebacker. And then this year, he approached me during the summer. He was like, "Coach, it does not look like I'm gonna get any bigger. I think I'm moving to safety." And I said, "Jaquan Swain," I said, "Okay, we'll go through the 7-on-7 and everything. You'll go back there and play safety," because we needed a lot of help. We had a lot of young kids. We pretty much played a varsity schedule this year with a JV squad. And so he went back there. He was the team captain. He kept everybody in line, kept everything under control, provided us with some great leadership. He's a 3.3 grade point average student. He scored 20 on the ACT. And I will now allow Jaquan to share with you all where he plans to further his education.
I'm Jaquan Swain, and I'll be attending college at the Fort Valley State University.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, I would like to invite to the stage one of our first-year head coaches, Coach Corey Jarvis, and the Benjamin E. Mays High School Raiders.
All right, good morning. First of all, I want to thank Mr. Betts and Mr. Jewell and Ms. Williams for putting together this little extravaganza right here. This is one of the best times of the year as a coach, when you sit down and you see kids who have worked hard in the classroom and on the field to put their further their education and put themselves in a position to further along their lives and make that next step into what they plan on doing with the rest of their lives. We are fortunate enough this year to have several kids who had opportunities to further their education with football as their guide to do it. We only are signing 2 today, with hopes that we will sign about 4 or 5 later on this week and at the beginning, I think Wednesday of next week, when we have about 3 more who are going on visits. The first young man I'm going to actually introduce today came to us from Grady High School as a transfer this year, Idris Payne. So Idris, if you and your family would come on up. As Idris walks up, you can see he's a 6'2", 270-pound defensive lineman. He played nose tackle and 3 technique for us. Big athletic guy, very funny, to be honest. A real funny young man, make you laugh when you don't want to laugh, to be honest. He finished the year with 11 solo tackles, 8 assists. He had 13 tackles for loss and was 4 sacks for the year. Idris has been in the AVID program for this year. Also, he's a member of Young Life Christian organization. He's a big-time leader on our Eagle Academy over at the school. Idris also has participated in our athletic program as he assisted Coach Harrigan and our young ladies and young men who help out preparing for our basketball game. I will let Idris announce where he's attending school.
Good morning. I'm Idris Payne, and I will be attending Georgia Prep.
All right, as they walk off, I will introduce our next young man who's signing this year, which is Jerome Smith, with Jerome and his family. Come on up. Now, as Jerome comes up, Jerome is a 5'10", 170-pound defensive back. Jerome is one of those guys that the recruiting process didn't go quite as planned, and a lot of y'all guys are sitting out there probably say the same thing, and y'all coaches just didn't say it, but I'll say it. The recruiting process didn't go quite as planned. He had a lot of Big East offers and ACC offers early on in the process, and as things has a tendency to do, things change. Things change because people commit early or don't commit, and it's just a dog-eat-dog world with this recruiting process. And like my parents, who probably went through the process this year, and my guys and my coaches who've gone through it several years know how it is. Jerome had several offers that we were considering. Still had one on the table right now that if he didn't sign with this particular school he's signing with today, but he chose to sign, and I'm actually proud of him. I tell everybody that he is the best corner that I've ever coached. And I've been coaching for 17 years. I was a defensive back coach down in South Georgia for about 8-9 years. He's the best one I've ever coached. I told their coaches when the coaches called me at this particular school that he's chosen to sign with that you are getting a big time steal, and they know they are. They are getting probably one of the better corners in this state. I'm not knocking anybody who's here, but I feel like because I coached him and I saw him, I know that he can play the position. Jerome was first team All-Region 2 years in a row, honorable mention All-State this year and All-State last year. I think I said that backwards. All-State this year and it's honorable mention last year. He is probably the best defensive player that we had this year by far. He's going to be greatly missed on our defense this year. I will let Jerome announce where he's attending school.
My name is Jerome Smith, and I will be attending Georgia State University.
All right. Well, we know we already signed. All right, we're good.
There you go.
They got one? Okay.
Thank you.
Last, and most certainly not least, celebrating 90 years of existence this year, under the athletic direction of Coach Rodney Hackney, Booker Telefarrell, Washington High School.
Good morning. If I can get DeMarco's family to follow up. DeMarco, you have a seat. DeMarco Davis plays defensive back for Washington High School. He was our probably, I won't say most technical corner we had. When a lot of coaches came around and scouted him, they were impressed with his technique more than anything. And he was always in position to make plays, so we were always excited about that. Tell you a little bit about his stats. Marco finished with 65 solo tackles, 35 assists, 2 interceptions, and a whopping 15 pass breakups throughout his season. The most impressive thing about DeMarco is he scored a 24 on ACT, which is the highest I've had since I've been coaching. Marco had the choice of Western Carolina, UAB, University of Alabama, Birmingham, Jacksonville State, Georgia State, and DeMarco, you're going to tell everybody where you're going.
Good morning. First of all, I would like to thank God for being here and having an opportunity to sign today. And the school that I'll be attending is University of Alabama, Birmingham, UAB. Thank you.
Next, we have Martez Tompkins, if his family will join him at the table. Funny enough, people didn't want to throw at Marco, so they tried to throw at our other corner, which helped him get a scholarship as well. So the other side of our corner, Martez, was our other opposite corner. They play opposite each other. He had a great season this year, probably one of our better corners as well. Martez is a very, very disciplined player. He likes to hit. He likes contact. A lot of times we send him on corner blitzes. Sometimes, first time I've ever seen so many corner blitzes in the whole season, but he liked the contact, and he probably should be playing linebacker if he weighed about 100 pounds more, but he decided to play defensive back. Just a good all-around kid, and Martez is going to tell you where he's signing.
My name is Martez Tompkins, and I will be attending Tusculum College in Greenville, Tennessee.
A little about Martez's stats. He finished the season with 53 solo tackles, 43 assists, and he had actually 5 tackles for loss.
Thank you.
Next, we're going to have Antavius Rowe. His family will join him, please. A little bit about Antavius. He was our probably highest recruited player this year. He had everyone from the University of Georgia come through our door to Clemson just as recently as last week. Let's tell you about little Antavius' stats. His senior stats, offensive stats, he had 189 carries for 1,400 yards. He averaged 7 yards per carry. He had a whopping 35 touchdowns. 7 of those touchdowns were kickoff returns, which set a school record, and 2 of those were punt returns. He was deadly on special teams as well. Defensive stats, he had 38 solo tackles, 23 assists, 2 interceptions, and 7 pass breakups. Antavius had everyone recruit him offers from Western Carolina, I can just go on and on, but Georgia State, Jacksonville State, Marshall, South Carolina State, Georgia Tech. I can go on all day, but anyway, tell me who you picked.
Good morning, everybody. First, I'd like to thank God. Second, my grandmother. Love you. But today I picked Marshall University.
Antavius also finished as state honorable mention and also was the region player of the year this year.
Thank you.
As the individuals from Booker T. Washington take their seats, let's give everyone a warm, rousing applause for today. At this time, we'll bring Mr. Jeff Beggs up to bring closing remarks.
What an exciting day. You can see the closeness of the teams, the teammates, the coaches, parents. They realize what a great day this is. And again, we'll have many more as the school year goes on. We're very proud to always assist in advancing a young man or a young lady to the next level at the intercollegiate level. First of all, parents, I'd like to speak to you because moving from high school to college is a huge step. And there are going to be times that your son or your daughter calls you and say, Mom, Dad, I'm not sure if I can do this. Encourage them to stay. Encourage them to hang in there. Encourage them to tough it out. Because the ultimate goal, they're able to use their athletic talents to get a scholarship to go to college and earn a degree. That's their ultimate goal. Athletics is just the vehicle that helps take them there. I went through the same thing. I'm not going to tell you how many years ago. Mr. Jewell went through the same thing. Not quite as long ago as I did. And it was tough. And there were times I wanted to walk away. But I knew I didn't want to go home, not because I didn't love my parents, but because I knew this was the only way that I could ever move forward and advance myself. So parents, continue to encourage them. Hang in there. 5 o'clock in the morning workouts. I went to Furman University. We had 5 o'clock in the morning workouts. One morning, and this is in January, one morning we went out to run 440s in the snow. All we had on t-shirts, shorts, tennis shoes, socks. They didn't give us sweats. We hung in there. We got finished and we got back inside in a real hurry. The competition. What sets you apart from the other signees that will be going to your school? Or what has set you apart to this point? It's not just athletic ability. It's your character. It's what you've done academically. It's not just your ability. Please do not think that just because I have some ability that I'm going to succeed on that ability alone. Students, you're going to step into a brand new world. You're going to meet friends that you'll have for the rest of your life. I'm still very close to all of my teammates that I had a number of years ago. But I'm still very close to them. That I'm there for them, they're there for me. And we communicate constantly. And those relationships help mold who you are. Finally, the type of coaches that you have in high school and the type of coaches that you're going to have in college will help shape and mold your philosophy on what you choose to do with your life. Because football or any other sport won't last forever. So make a wise choice when you choose a major. Something that you love to do. I told my daughters, I have 3 daughters. I told them all when they went to college, I said, don't go into something because you think you can make a lot of money. Go into something because you love it. Because you work for 30 or 40 years, however long it may be, you better love what you're doing because you will not enjoy work if you don't. I've been blessed to be involved in high school athletics now for 34 years, and I love every day I come to work, and I love the people that I do it with, not just in my office, but in the schools as well. They might not love me sometimes because I have to tell them no sometimes. But I tell them yes more than I tell them no because they're trying to do the right thing, because they care about student athletes. They care about your children. They care about kids. We're very proud to put on this event today. We're very proud to represent Atlanta Public Schools athletic program. And I want to mention to you that some of our teams are also going to be going up to the Touchdown Club of Atlanta's celebration, signing day celebration at Stars and Strikes in Roswell later on this afternoon, of which they'll be able to be on Fox 5 as well as 680 The Fan. So if your team is planning on going to that, parents, you're welcome to go to be able to see that, take pictures, those kinds of things. It's a tremendous experience. And you'll get to meet other people. You'll get to meet other teams that will be there as well from throughout the metropolitan Atlanta area. Again, we appreciate you coming. We appreciate your support of our athletic program, but most importantly, we appreciate the support of your child, because parents, we understand that getting your son or your daughter to practice every day, following them not just to Lakewood or Grady Stadium, but to wherever they may be playing, and supporting them there, that means more to us than winning or losing. And I want to talk a little bit, just very briefly, about the philosophy. If you do what you're supposed to do, and you do it right and you do it well, the scoreboard will always take care of itself. Please understand that. That doesn't mean that we don't want to win. I'm as competitive as it comes. You may whip my you-know-what, but I'm going to try because I'm competitive. You're competitive. But when it comes to doing things right and doing things well and outworking your opponent, that's one of those things that can set you apart. I'm going to work harder than the person that's also trying for my position. I'm going to beat them out because I'm outworking them. Whether that's in the weight room, whether that's in off-season conditioning, regardless of what that is, whether that's in the classroom, regardless of what that is. So please take that with you. Please learn from it. There is something to be said for experience. This group right here, in my 34 years now, puts, and I've always kept account. This puts over 1,000 young men and young ladies who have signed scholarships throughout their career, during my career. And I'm very proud of that. And most of them, the vast majority of them, stay and get their college degree, which again is your ultimate goal. Again, thank you parents, thank you fans, but most of all, thank you student athletes for what you represent, which is yourself, your family, Atlanta Public Schools, and your school. Thank you very much. Please make sure as you leave, grab something to eat, and we appreciate you coming today. Thank you very much.